Good evening, everyone. It is Kayla and DeeCee. We're happy to have you. I'm an MLM dropout, and I just recently got out of my MLM back in April. Kayla's been out a little bit longer than I have, and I will let her introduce herself if she's new to you on my channel.
What's up, everybody? So I'm Kayla, otherwise known as @RealTalkSafeSpace. You can find me over on Instagram. I'm very active over there. And of course, this is streaming onto, hi, Melissa, my YouTube channel as well. So if you guys want to hang out over there and hear all about my Young Living horror story, that's over on my channel. I was in for over 4 years, and I just got out in September, I think.
Oh, wow.
I got out. Yeah, so hasn't been that long, but it feels like it was yesterday to me. Thank God. I'm still like slowly getting rid of everything.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I still have some stuff. I started in 2019.
Do you still use the Thieves?
Oh no, I'm a very bad essential oil user. I use some of it, and like I still have some blue tansy that I got with my loyalty rewards or essential rewards points, and so I still use that. And what else do I use? I actually bought one of those diffusers from Amazon, those atomizers where you don't have to put any water in them, because I was like, this is just too much.
It's a process. I was like,
I gotta use all these up, because there's no way I'm gonna go through these in my lifetime as is. So. Yeah. Tonight we are going to be talking about the creator of the lemon droppers and the initial system that she put in place to rank her from initial brand partner to Royal Crown Diamond in 15 months. And if you don't understand how difficult that is, it's very difficult to do. That's a very short period of time, and Royal Crown Diamond is the very, very tippity top of Young Living. Melissa says it's shocking how cheap a decent diffuser is compared to how much Young Living charges for them. You're not wrong, Melissa. You're not wrong.
It's because they're medical grade diffusers.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like medical grade cough. We also have to pay 8 lines down in your compensation plan, but it's medical. Yeah. So in a Royal Crown Diamond, and I guess I should have had a picture, but you have to have, I think, is it 6 legs?
Oh, for Royal Crown Diamond?
Yeah, you want to pull it up?
Do you want me to pull it up? I can share it on the screen.
Okay, cool.
One moment. I think it is 6 legs, but I could be wrong.
It took me a while to like memorize everything, and then once I got out, I was like, I'm using this brain space for something else. I'm not. And then now I'm like, I should have remembered, because.
Do you want like the full graphic, or
yeah,
I can just because I also have like sectioned it off as well, because it's so when you look at this graph, it's like, whoa, what am I looking at?
And we'll talk y'all through it, because it is. Any multi-level marketing compensation plan is by nature complicated, and the reason we're showing you it is so you can understand how fast this lady ranked up. And I think she was the fastest, or she's one of the fastest of all time to hit Royal Crown Diamond.
I don't know if it doesn't allow me to share. Like,
okay. Do you want to send it in the private chat to me, and then I can share it on my screen, or is it a link? Or is it a file?
I bet you I can pull up the PDF of it.
Because if it's a file, you just can drag it into your Chrome browser.
Yeah, it's a file.
Okay. You can, you should be able to share like a tab, and then you can drag your the file into where you type in the web address, and it should pull up.
See, I'm not that fancy.
Okay.
I don't know how to do that.
Let me see if I can do this. Young Living compensation plan.
Yeah, you got to be careful to find the new one, though.
Yeah, let me see if I can get it straight. I'm going to go to the static. So whenever this is maybe a trick for other people, but if you type in static when you're searching for compensation plans, you should be able to find the most current one from any company. Okay, share screen. I want to share compensation plan. Okay.
Oh, cool. Oh, you found it.
Yeah, so let me kind of zoom in. Okay.
Is that the updated one?
Yes, it should be. This is directly from Young Living itself.
Their website is all wacky.
Yeah.
They still have all their old stuff up.
Oh, geez. Well,
so this says member as the first rank. So is that the
instead
old
of the it might be, this might be the old one, but you'll understand. I think the numbers are the same. If you come over here to the very far right in Royal Crown Diamond, you need 6 legs at 35 PV, I think, and you need 1.5 million overall group volume to rank up to Royal Crown Diamond.
It's insane.
It's a lot. It's hard to do.
You should not physically be able to hit Royal Crown Diamond within such a short amount of time.
Yeah, it's very difficult to do, and this lady was incredibly smart.
6 legs at 35,000 PV, and that's, or OGV, excuse me, but say more or less the same thing. So much money. That's like significantly over $35,000.
Oh yeah, and the PV is not a dollar for dollar translation. It is I think it's like a 20% markup. That's a lot of oils, no kidding. Okay, so I'm going to pull up, I'm going to stop sharing momentarily, and I'm going to pull up my file. We're going to watch it on like 2 speed or 1.5 speed so we can get through this, but she still had this up, so I I had to screen record it because I can't easily download from Vimeo like I can with YouTube, so the sound's pretty decent. But she still had it up, and she walks through how she did this entire plan, and it's crazy. It literally is crazy, and I'm
sure she's like, and you can do it too.
Yep.
Totally duplicatable.
Well,
process.
She definitely duplicated it for her own team, and when you listen to her, I think you're gonna be shocked. At least I was shocked.
I'm ready. I'm not ready, but I'm ready.
Okay. Is this a 6x6? No. Lemon droppers. Oh, I know where I put it. I'm trying to be organized, and then like half of me is not organized, so
listen, it's all good.
Yeah.
I thrive on chaos, really, so
yeah. Okay,
I'm going to be enjoying a Dr. Pepper while we do this.
Yes, I have an energy drink, so I am.
Oh,
yeah.
I love it.
All right.
What's up, guys?
Whoops, let me pause it.
Let me try.
Okay, so this is a public figure. She, let me just pull her out of. I'm gonna try to make her a little bit smaller so it doesn't have as much screen. That's a little better. She's a public figure. She's written 2 books. Her name is Lindsay Teague Moreno. And she is on Instagram, but I have not seen her post about oils in forever. I think she's really cool. She's a really good speaker. I think she's a really good marketer. She has several businesses. Her husband and her kids have multiple homes around the United States. She's doing the thing, and she does not give across that like what I would characterized as a sleazy MLM vibe. So I don't have anything, I guess, negative. I don't have anything negative to say about her. I don't really have an issue with her sales tactics, or I don't know. But what you're going to hear, what she's going to lay out is just how compensation plans can be manipulated. And it's wild. It's wild. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a backstory. When I was in Young Living, my upline that I signed up under was trying to figure out how to strategically place for the best bang for the buck, basically. So I guess stacking is technically a no-go, but in the brand partner, there is something about strategic placement, and our team did it all the time. Our tippity top girl on our team, she at the time was recruiting like 500 plus people a month. And she would stack all of her legs up. And she, I think, is at the Crown Diamond level right now. But again, Crown Diamond, after 3.5, almost 4 years of being in Young Living, that is not as fast as Lindsay ranked up. Lindsay blew it out of the water.
They allow you to do stacking, the company.
Yep. They don't want you to call it stacking. We got lots of reprimands to make sure to call it strategic placement. And I'm like, it's the same thing, but okay. And so she would stack her like close friends were her main legs. Her husband was, that's a good question. She recruits solely through Instagram. She has a big home decor account, not Lindsay Teague, but my former upline. She has a huge home decor account, and she's just very personable, and she signs people up. And she also makes a lot of health claims. So the girl who I signed up under was looking for a way to do a better job at stacking, and she told me about this team who did something really weird. They only stacked 6 people per person, and they covered their personal volume that they're required to do every month with their own money. So they would not they wouldn't pay, like they wouldn't wait for customers to buy. I think they were required to spend $1,000 a month at certain levels, and then they'd get 6 people under them, and that's it. And then each 6 would do that. So that's across the board. That's what they did.
That's interesting. Don't they? But after, what is it, silver, you have to have your PGV as well, which is like outside of your legs. So I'm sure that they strategically.
Yeah, whatever the PGV is, like you have to cover it yourself. So whatever you can pay, so like the $1,200 or the whatever it is, they put up the money for that. So they don't take it from their customers or from their downlines or anything. You'll listen to her talk. It's really. Oh my
gosh, I'm just like trying to, because they would have had to, like, you would have essentially had to. How do you do that? You would have had to have like created a ghost account, or maybe like done it under your husband's account or something.
Well, your husband's one of them.
Yeah,
so you can have
PGV comes from outside of your legs.
Yeah, it's on your front, whatever your front line is, I think. And so you're gonna listen to her do it. But basically, whoever she recruited, there was no limit on who she would stack all the way down, even though she'd only get paid on 6 levels down or 8 levels down or whatever. But because of the way she stacked, it ranked up the people that she did get paid off of, and she went to Royal Crown in a year and a half, and this was a long time ago, and I think she's still in Young Living. So, oh yeah, we already watched this one. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna double check that it's on speed.
Do we need to talk about the lemon droppers at all?
Yes, and Kayla has experience with the lemon droppers, which is the team that Lindsay created back in the day.
The lemon droppers, very deep down in the lemon droppers, but I was in it enough that I was like allowed to be in their Facebook group. So
yeah, it's wild, and they're pretty private. You won't see a ton of like bad. I haven't seen a ton of like bad health claim posts or whatever. They seem somewhat strict. I don't know, or they at least have a good, whatever system they're using. They keep it pretty quiet.
They do. I actually showed some graphics from them in my horror story where I like provided all the graphics and stuff. Like I dug up everything from my 4 years, and I'm pretty sure I have some from them.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, I don't really know what the status of the team is, because again, if you can get your hands on something, which Kayla has her hands on something, that's pretty good to get, because they seem to be pretty kosher of quality control.
Hey, Megan, what's up?
All right, let's go ahead and press play, and hopefully this isn't too fast.
Try to fix the light on here really quick, see if I can. Apparently it's not like.
We might have to slow it down. Hold on. Let me just slow it down. I think it's 1.5 speed, but she talks a little fast, so let's see. Oh, I'm on 2 speed. Let's do 1.75 and see.
Hey, if I'm a little dark, I apologize.
Oh, she's really fast. Okay. Sorry.
I'm Lindsay. It's like super dark outside right now because we're getting some kind of crazy weather, but it's like 1 degree outside, which I love the cold, but I like the cold if it comes with snow. And right now,
if it's too fast, let me know in the chat.
I don't like that. So I'm Lindsay Teague Moreno. I am not going to wait for people to get in here, because then it's super awkward on the replay when people are just sitting there watching you wait for people and you're like, just gonna wait. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to kind of jump right in. We're going to do a couple of things today. I'm going to spend less time talking about my story and how I got here, because that's kind of doesn't really matter. I find a lot of these things to be like this call to self-importance, and I don't think I'm all that important. So I'm not going to do that. I will tell you a little bit about my story and how I got to where I'm at, and like a little bit about me. But then we're going to kind of do a training. I would rather teach you guys something and have you walk away with something great that maybe sparks something new in you than to give you a couple tips and then maybe you take something and maybe you don't. I don't know. Maybe that's against the rules. It probably is.
I don't know. I like how she is pretty like straightforward, and I mean I think that she seems like a pretty likable person. Oh yeah, she
sure.
says that a lot.
So when was this video
I'll slow it down. Huh?
When was this video from?
Oh, gosh.
Is this old?
2016.
Yeah, I'm like, I've seen this. I know I've seen this.
Yeah, it's old.
I'm sure that I was like directed to this video at some point in my life.
I'm slowing it down to 1.25. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. I started in 2017, so I'm like,
okay.
I know that I've seen this video before. It's given me major like nostalgia vibes. Yeah, like PSD low key. Like, oh.
Yep.
I don't follow the rules very well, so I apologize. But I think that's the way that I'm going to do it. I hope that's all right. So it's good to see you guys. I will try to take questions at the end, but I cannot think about what I'm doing and read your questions at the same time. My brain does not work like that. So I will try to get to them at the end. And so you're welcome to ask them throughout, and I can try to scroll up and see what I can do. But so I have been with Young Living for 3.5 years now, which is just crazy.
Okay, so this is after she made it to Royal Crown Diamond. So this is this was, if you look, you can search into Young Living's blogs and stuff, and you can see blogs that they've written about her and interviews they've done with her. But so she's obviously been a Royal Crown Diamond for a long time now. She still is in Young Living.
See, it feels like yesterday and feels like forever ago all at the same time. Hey, Ashley. And I love this business. If I can be so bold to say, I love this business more than I love my oils. And if you saw my oil stash, you would know that I love my oils a lot. So this business is a lot to me. It's not everything to me. I might have said it was everything a couple years ago, but it's a lot to me. And my people are everything to me. I love what I do. I love what I get to do. I love that I work with amazing people who love me, even though I make terrible mistakes sometimes. I have people that are willing to forgive me for being a terrible leader at times because I don't have it all figured out. There's a lot of things in this business that I don't know. I'm not an MLM girl. So I fell backwards into this business, and I will still tell you that I'm not an MLM person. I
like her vibe. I'm not, and I can see how people watch this video and really like, maybe you don't connect with her, like maybe the people in the chat don't, but like she gives kind of like I'm not really an MLM person, like I just kind of figured something out that's pretty cool and I think it's going to help you. And it's like, I kind of vibe with that. I guess I'm kind of sometimes I'm a chill person. So
no, I like her vibe. I've always enjoyed her vibe. Like I have one of her books, she's definitely one of those people in Young Living that they were like, you need to watch her. She is the one that you need to be watching, and you need to do everything that she does and everything that she tells you to do. And she's super chill. She's not like cracking the whip on anybody, which is really cool.
Yeah, I think that that's a good point, Melissa. But I think when you hear what she does with the compensation plan, you'll understand why she says that she doesn't like know everything. I think she's genuinely, from what I've seen online, I would maybe compare her with like JLW, a certain MLMer we all know and love, and prove it. And and like the comparison of like her kind of like down to earth, and I would say maybe hubris or whatever, and that not being the case with some of the other big MLM people. So that's just my perspective.
Like the stigma that comes along with MLM. I don't like how MLM people traditionally try to market to their people. I don't think that it reaches a target market that I want to get. So I reject all of that, which means I don't read MLM books. I don't get around MLM conferences. I try my best to stay away from anything that might influence the way that I think. And that includes people, that includes books I read, everything that I put into my brain. I try to make sure that it is as traditional regular business rather than traditional MLM, because I just noticed that the people that are like me that I want to connect with don't connect with hardcore direct sales. And so I have set out to build my business and train my people in a way that's the opposite of everything I see every MLM person doing. And I know that rubs a lot of people the wrong way because
I mean, and again, watching this, it's like I would have totally connected with her if I had seen her video, and like that she's saying all the things that I'm like, yeah, I'm the same way. I I mean, I'm obviously out of an MLM now, so I didn't really connect with the people who were in, for sure. So
they love the traditional MLM way, and it works, and it does. For some people, it does work. For my people, it doesn't work. So I really, really try to be very careful about what I'm reading and what I am listening to and the advice that I'm taking, and making sure that it is not influenced by whatever has been done for many, many years and still is not working that great. Okay. So that is where my talk comes from today. It's from a place of running your business like a Fortune 500 company.
We're definitely going to clip that.
MLM.
For sure.
It's not because the traditional MLM
she comes across as authentic, which is definitely something that's different outside of the MLM echo chamber that we're so used to. And it's interesting watching this from the perspective of someone who is now out of Young Living, which I'm sure you feel the same way. Especially when I got started in Young Living, I didn't know what a multi-level marketing company was for the first several months of my business. Yeah. Like I was maybe 3 months in by the time I heard that term for the first time. Yeah. So I didn't quite get it when she was saying these things about I'm not an MLMer person. Like now I can tell the difference. I can see the difference in the vibes. Yeah. So I know exactly what you mean by like, she's just authentic.
Yeah. And it's refreshing. It's just refreshing to not have that like, and it feels kind of slimy, sweet person who's like, you're going to get, and that's not the case with everyone. It's just like, she's just kind of like, I don't really have a lot of BS to give you and I don't want to waste your time. And I appreciate that.
Right. And this is not a roast in any way, shape or form. And I think that it's great that we're having this conversation because a lot of times I feel like, and this is a whole side tangent and I promise we'll get back to it in just a second. I feel like a lot of times anti-MLMers or even anti-MLMers, you know what I'm saying? People who create this kind of content and people who consume this kind of content, they typically disassociate themselves from the people that are being reacted to. And they kind of forget, like, they just kind of assume this is a hun. This is not like a person. Yeah. So I love that we're having this discussion where it's like, you know, we're not here to burn the whole place down.
Yeah. Because there's like really normal people in MLMs. And I think, yes, do we want to highlight the people that we feel like are doing the most damage? Sure. Do we want people to keep getting exploited? I certainly don't. But again, that's for the same reasons that Kayla, you got involved in MLMs and I did. Like there's those same type of people there too. They liked the same things that we liked. And, you know, and it's just like, there's some connection there. There are some similarities and like, this is my dad. Hi, Dad.
I love that. You're like, hi, Dad.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just like I do like remembering like, hey, they're humans too. And I think that's important to have because if we're maybe we build a bonfire and roast some marshmallows. I think that might be a good alternative.
I could burn her book because I have it somewhere in this house for sure.
And then make marshmallows.
I have marshmallows already. Yeah. We're good to go.
Yeah, make some s'mores. Oh my gosh.
We'll try to get through this. Let's do it.
It's just that's not for me. So I'm not an MLM person. I am shocked to find myself in this position. And everything that I do comes from this place of wanting to connect with people that would never find themselves here, right? Because here I sit and this is just not who I am. I mean, I'm telling you, I would have told you 3.5 years ago, I will never sell a product for a direct sales company. But that's what happens when you fall in love with a product, right? You just can't help it. And that happened to me. I just started kind of talking about my product on social media because I was like super bored at home and was a stay-at-home mom and didn't love it. And you're not supposed to really talk about that, but it's true. And
I mean, I feel like that's kind of a sales tactic now that maybe it's not in MLMs, but when I was in an MLM, like I feel like moms were a target like market to recruit to. That's like
moms are 100% a target market for MLMs in general, all MLMs. Yeah. There are, you know, specific MLMs that tend to target different demographics of people, certainly, but Young Living specifically targets, in my opinion, those who are of a Christian religious faith, and then moms. They heavily lean on that, in my opinion, and in my experience.
Yeah, and I think probably, and from what I found, sometimes religious groups tend to flock together. So when you are partaking in that recruiting model that's taught seemingly across the board, you tend to get these clusters of these groups of similar religious or non-religious. Does that make sense? So like you're probably going to recruit in your church, or you're probably going to, if you're a teacher, you're probably going to talk to other teachers, and then you get this commonality of large chunks that look like that are, large chunks are religious. And like I think some of it has to do with the recruiting model and like the one dimensional way that they're taught to recruit, like make your list, talk to your family members, talk to your church, talk to your school. And it's like, okay. And then we end up with this whatever situation we're in now. So
and so I was connecting with my people on social media, and I did that by talking about things that were important to us, right? And for me, I had little kids at the time. I still have little kids. I have 2 that just turned 8 a couple days ago, and a 6-year-old last month. And so they were little at the time, though they were 7, 6, 5, like 4 and 2. So like my kid was like eating bottles of Bengay when my husband would leave for work. Like not the best mom, I'll tell you that right now.
I think she's hyperbolic.
But like I decided I want to do something.
I don't think she was actually like letting her kid eat that. I'm hoping.
But also like it's like, okay, so she's proving our point because she was preyed on as a mom. Like there's a lot that goes into that specifically. And you and I had a conversation about that last time we did a live, was just moms and how the different ways that they get preyed on, the different manipulation tactics used on them. Just a lot of like, don't you want to be home with your kids more?
Yeah.
You don't want to miss your kids' soccer games, that kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
And also
absolutely.
Community, the loneliness that comes with postpartum. There's a lot that goes into that.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, it's multifaceted. It's lots of opportunities for someone to meet those objections, or at least meet those needs. And, that savior or that whatever, that item that, is going to fix all your problems is multi-level marketing.
The cure-all.
Yeah, a cure-all, literally.
Essential oils are going to just change your whole life. Yeah. They certainly changed mine. I don't know.
YouTube, we're being sarcastic. YouTube, we are being sarcastic. Do not flag this video.
Please do not flag this video.
Yeah.
Natural for them, and fell in love with the product, and it was better than Bengay if my kids followed it. I'm not kidding you. My kid ate 2.
Just as a reminder,
oh my God,
if your child ingests essential oils, please call poison control and drink some milk. For the love of God, do not let your kids have essential oils.
With Bengay, thinking it was
something is
my husband's first
natural.
Yeah. There's lots of fun chemicals that are natural too that are quite dangerous.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
At his job when he got promoted to college president, and I had to call him at work and say, basically, our kid's dying. What should I do? And so natural option was easy for me to fall into. But then as I started kind of talking about it with my mom friends, and like I was like, dude, naps and like free time, and let's just talk about this for a second, not out of a place of wanting to sell, but as a place of wanting to connect with my people. Everyone was like, I'll have some, and I was like, oh, well, here's my member number. Great. I'll get mine paid for this month. And that happened. And my first paycheck was like $350, and I thought I had just won the lottery.
Okay, but just real quickly, and this is probably the case in other multi-level marketing companies, depending on what commission you get back from what you buy. In Young Living at the time, if you first start out, you only get 10%. You get 10% essential rewards on your orders. And if you sign someone up at the time, you got a fast start bonus, which was $25, and then another bonus. And that was only if they bought $100 worth of product. So you got $50 per sign up. So if you were buying $100 worth of product, you needed to sign 2 people up. So just as an
sorry,
you're not late. We've just been gabbing. She hasn't talked about the income whatever whatever her comp plan. Yeah. You haven't missed the good stuff.
No, it's just you got $50 back, but also let's talk about the fact that you had to spend 100 PV, or you had to accumulate 100 PV every single month just to be commission qualified.
Yep.
So she's saying, oh great, I'll get mine paid for this month. It's kind of like a tit for tat situation, because it's like, are you breaking even?
Yeah, 2 new people who both bought $100 worth of product. So that's $200, and your $100 that gets kind of canceled out. So,
and it's that's like $100 minimum, not including tax and shipping and the difference in PV to dollar ratio as well.
Right. Yeah. So that's what that means when she says, yeah, I got mine, paid for.
It's an income claim. She's making it sound, it's just the bait and switch tactic that we always hear. Is she's making it sound really easy. Like, oh, great. Some people just wanted to buy some stuff. Cool. I got my order paid for this month.
Yeah.
It's not that easy.
Yeah. And the FTC, you're supposed to share the income disclosure statement when you're talking about what you can earn, and you're supposed to have a certain amount of weight towards like the reality of what your earnings are, and that if you are earning more than kind of the range on the income disclosure, that you are like a special case or something like that. So you can share how much you make, but you have to do a lot of extra things that we don't see across the board. I don't see it in Zoom calls. I don't see it in DM'd conversations. I certainly didn't see it in my group when I was in Young Living.
Never. Either. Not once. I might have seen an income disclosure one time in Sarah Harnish's book.
Yep.
And that was it.
Yep.
Straight up, I thought I won the lottery. Like, my husband was making decent money at the time, but I was like, put that with the rest, okay? And I I bought my oils with it, and so he couldn't say anything about it coming out of our envelopes. Because if you've done Dave Ramsey, you know. And then the next month, my paycheck was like $750. And still, people would be asking me, are you doing this as a business? And I was like, hell no.
So I'm guessing she probably was buying about $400 worth of oils a month. In Young Living, there were certain tiers that you could buy, and you could get free products. I don't know if that was the case when you were in Kayla, but
oh yes, that's what that got me. It really got me. I was spending over $300 a month to hit that 300 PV minimum to get all the free products that they gave me as like, here's your free stuff, so that I could get on the internet and say, here's all the free stuff that I got. And half the time it was stuff that I did not want. It was always like cedarwood. Like a big bottle of cedarwood, or I had, I think, 5 15-milliliter bottles of citronella. Tea tree. I had so much tea tree just coming out of my ears. I don't even like tea tree.
Well, they soon realize, they can't get through the oil, so they start buying the food products. So Zing's very expensive. Ningxia's very expensive, so you can get that.
Cleaning products.
The
greenwashing was very, very big when I was in Young Living. I was all about the greenwashing. I have photos of my trash can, which was empty before I took the photo, but it was filled with all of the products that weren't branded with Young Living that I threw away and replaced them with Young Living products.
Absolutely, Karina. That is a car note.
For sure.
Yep. But and we were encouraged. Everyone was encouraged to buy the most amount of oils to get all of the free stuff. So you get it at 100. Well, they used to, and then they took it away. 100, 190, 250, 3.
It was 300.
And then 450, 400? I don't know.
Was there? It never. I didn't know it went past 300.
Yeah, well, sometimes it did, sometimes it didn't. So, like, sometimes they'd have, like,
Christmas, it did.
Probably during Christmas and special events, but they were just
also,
like...
You could double dip. You could get some of the free stuff from your quick order as well as from your essential order. On a ghost account,
i.e. a partner account.
Yes, so I signed up my husband. My husband was a Young Living distributor for a second.
Yep.
And then we were like, well, what are we going to do? We can't afford to buy more stuff on a whole nother account every month.
Yep.
We weren't even breaking even. We were in the negatives.
Yeah. Yep. Just a delight.
I'm not doing this as a business. That's not my thing. And it wasn't. And so, coffee. My husband brought me coffee. we were out of coffee. So he brought me some from Starbucks. Sorry. Yeah, can you bring it to me? So anyway, kind of like fell back into this thing. I was still telling people I'm not doing this. This is not for me. Like, I don't want to be associated with that. I was actually really pissed off when I found out that Young Living was a direct sales company. Like, super mad.
I would be too.
Yeah, most people are.
Yeah. You can get all of the products that Young Living offers other than like their specialty, like Ningxia Red, Wolfberry juice supplement, whatever. You can get a lot of this stuff outside of the world of multi-level marketing.
Yeah, I'm sure you can. Now I will say this, to be fair, if you're a Young Living person watching this, I will say the like plain oils, like the lavender and the lemon. The lavender, like some lavenders I've smelled from other companies, do not smell good. And
Yeah,
I
you
will
need to
say,
be
like,
careful.
I think you're getting a quality product with Young Living. I think they spend a boatload, a boatload of money caring for their little organic, better, quote unquote, better than organic farms. And you know, it's just like I know, I feel like you're getting a quality product. So don't feel like, oh, we're just ragging on you to rag on you. We're just saying like there's also this extra cost factored in to pay all of the all the
Sure.
compensations that you can get paid on have to be accounted into the cost of the product. That's all I'm saying. So, and I'm also saying that you can, and Kayla's saying that you can get those products,
You can
the
get
same
quality
So,
products
yes.
outside. So if you are, I've always been recommended Revive essential oils.
Mhm.
If you go to their website and you look at their products, they are a lot cheaper, but they actually have a tab at the top that says something like MLM duplicates.
Yeah.
And there's a list for Young Living and there's a list for doTERRA, and they have duplicates for all of those. Same
That's awesome.
quality. And like if you're really in love with purification like I was, and you feel like you need purification but you don't want to support the multi-level marketing business structure, maybe that would be a good option for you.
Yeah, and if you're still like, hey, you know what, like I don't hate y'all, I'll keep listening to y'all's YouTube, but I'm still gonna buy Young Living, like, okay, great, just go in with your eyes wide open. That's all we're asking. We're just asking you to like maybe listen a little bit. We're not trying to corrupt you. We're just trying to show you
Oh, for sure.
some info.
DeeCee, you and I need to have a conversation about Young Living's third-party testing at some point. That needs to be a separate video, separate conversation, different day.
For sure. I'm totally down for that.
And because I thought that the product then couldn't work, right? Or I was believing something that wasn't real, or I thought that I was going to get hounded to do the business, and it was all going to be about what the person that signed me up to paycheck, right? Whatever I bought. And I didn't want to be associated with that. I had been associated with that before. I had somebody that approached me to do an MLM, and it was all about like, what BV am I going to get them this month? And like, they would like lay down their like Mercedes key in front of you. Like, look,
wait, what company has BV and a Mercedes?
That's a good question.
I'm
like, looking it up right now.
What MLM is this? You and I both, we were like, wait.
Multi-level marketing Mercedes.
I don't think it's Beachbody. Is it? It Works?
Yeah. That's great.
I feel
is
like
it Arbonne?
It might be Arbonne.
I wish we could ask Julie Joe.
Julie Joe would know. She would totally know.
Let me see.
That's okay.
I'm just gonna message her on. I'm gonna push play it on and message her on Instagram.
Yeah, right. It's just disgusting, like sick tactics that I can't get on board with. So that's why I figured that it had to be that, right? There's no way that it could be different. And then the very next month, on March 25th, I was dead asleep, and I was woken up like one of those like people tell you that like I'm about to get like kind of gaudy on you. Sorry. People tell you that like God talks to you in this like still small voice. Like I never hear that voice, right? My voice is either like completely silent or like.
Sorry if you are I don't know, triggered by religious talk. She is a Christian, and I am a Christian too, but I just want to give you a heads up. I forgot that part, and I want to be respectful of everybody in the chat. Again, just take this with a grain of salt. That's her perspective. She's just describing the point in her story, which she decided to change an MLM, and I'm trying to be respectful of everybody here. So.
Screaming at me. And this was one of those screaming at me moments, right? Like I swear to you, which sounds so woo woo. I was woken up in the middle of the night and God told me to go to my computer and gave me all these ideas of things that I was going to be able to do. And he was just like, hey, you know, it doesn't have to be how everybody else has done it. And so I started looking around for information about what people were making and how people were making money. And I could find nothing. Nobody was being open about what they were doing business wise. And I just decided I'm going to do something different, and I'm going to be completely open with my people, and I'm going to do everything the exact opposite of what I had seen before. And so
and I appreciate that. I mean, I don't want it to be a situation where, you know, we're picking apart something and not acknowledging the things that sound good or the things that are like, hey, that's valuable. And I can appreciate someone not liking the natural culture of multi-level marketing, the hidden like stuff that goes on, the toxic positivity, all this stuff. Like, I think we can say like, hey, that's not a bad thing that she's saying that, and I can appreciate that. I don't know how you feel about that, Kayla.
Oh no,
but
absolutely. The way that I think about it is there are so many people who see the bad things about multi-level marketing, and maybe it's too late and they're already in it and they want to do it differently. Erin Bees is one of those where she tried to do it differently. And in my experience, a lot of the people who try to do multi-level marketing differently are the people who are experiencing a lot of cognitive dissonance. And more often than not, from what I've seen, those people typically already have their foot out the door. She just so happened to have stumbled her way into whatever she's going to tell us about, that her duplicatable process of getting through the comp plan. And she was extremely successful at her business. So I imagine that would give her a lot of incentive to not leave, even though, as she is saying, that multi-level marketing is bad.
Yeah.
More or less is what she's saying.
Yeah.
The dog, what are you looking at me for? Sorry. Do you want...
Oh, cute puppy.
She pulled out a dog.
Oh my God.
She really just went.
So anyway, it was
the
just
entire
like this
video
of,
is
like,
worth it
this is
now. We
and
saw
this is how it's
puppy.
gonna go. And I thought it was going to be perfect. Now, it did not turn out to be perfect, but I thought at the time, like, there was literally no stopping me. But it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I can remember pounding into my computer, and I was creating my very first marketing piece. And I don't know what possessed me to do that, except for that all I knew was I had to make this business easier for people, because it was so complicated and so overcomplicated. And it's like the complication was what people wanted to make it feel like.
Yeah, because they use the complication to gatekeep information and to sometimes prevent other people from being successful too. That's just my opinion. That's all we're talking. We're only commenting on this, and that's it's all our opinion. That's all I want to say. I forgot to say at the beginning. I'm like, darn it, I'm gonna get better at this.
It's okay. We're good. And somehow we've been filming for 42 minutes and we've made it.
Yeah, we made it 10 minutes into the video. We might have to speed up. Everyone put on your fast ears.
Do that anymore. I wanted to make it so easy for people to fall into this business that like they couldn't help but do it, right? And so I started making marketing to explain, this is how you use this product, and this is what this does, and this is how you can like make this work in your life with the shortest amount of time. Because mom,
and I appreciate that. I'm sorry stopping it again, but again, it's like I think it certainly feels like it. I always missed that when I was first watching some of the content from some of the anti-MLM creators. I'm not trying to start a fire on YouTube at all. All I'm saying is this: if you're going to be able to discern what is the bad part about multi-level marketing, then we also need to actively voice like the stuff that sounds good, because the things that sound good are what other people are connecting with when they are still in multi-level marketing. And that's just my opinion. You can take it for what it's worth.
For sure. Just because like it goes back to remembering that these people are humans and they're not just Huns. There are things that definitely drew them into the multi-level marketing company. That doesn't make them bad people. And I think that as content creators and anti-MLM content consumers, even when you've seen enough of these Zoom calls and opportunity calls and all of the content that a lot of the MLM, boss babes are putting out onto the internet, after a while, you just get jaded and you're just like, yep, that's an income claim. Yep, that's a health claim. And it's easy to point out the bad stuff, but it's hard to go that extra step and just remember, like, okay, we need to highlight, this is the stuff that is keeping this person in.
I think some of us have very a lot of questions.
A lot of questions about
her. For sure. And I think too, if we're showing people how to decode manipulation and exploitation, I think saying like multiple things can be true about something at the same time. It can be an exploitive business model, and it can have some good parts about it too, so that you understand it's not all or nothing. You're never going to run into a situation where there's only going to be red flags. It's going to be easily identifiable. It's going to be a mix. And so if we can talk about that here, maybe it'll help you. Maybe it'll help someone that just be better informed, just be able to open their eyes a little wider, open their ears a little more, so that they can prevent themselves from getting exploited.
Absolutely. I mean, the ultimate goal is not only to spread awareness about the manipulation and the predatory tactics, but just education in general. And I think compassion is a really important part of that. So I completely agree.
Yeah.
moms don't have time. Like, we do not have time to like sit around and read novels on chemistry of oils because we have kids that are like scraping poop on the wall. Okay. Like, we're busy.
That's
and
true.
so I just wanted to make it easier. And
That's true.
Yes.
Just need you
Absolutely.
to know that's accurate.
I almost spewed my drink out on live stream.
It's been my mission.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. I literally had to get
easy for
poop
people
out
to
from
follow.
under Leo's fingernails yesterday. So
Hey, your moms are incredible. You just have to do stuff that nobody, you never think about that. Like, you never think about that when you're in school and they're like, hey, you're gonna have to do this when you have kids. It's like, you're gonna have to do everything when you have kids. So.
It's another world. But yeah. I was gonna say something else, but the poop thing threw me.
And so that's kind of what I set out to do. And so I decided on March 25th, I'm going to really try at this thing. And my husband was not on board, you guys. I'm not going to lie to you. My husband hated it.
Nobody's husband or partners on board.
They never are.
They never are. And they are like, they are watching out for you. They are watching out for you. So just reframe that. Your spouse, for the most part, unless you're in a toxic situation,
yes,
they can sometimes see stuff that you cannot see, and vice versa. I mean, it's just give them the time of day to ask them, like, hey, what are some concerns you're having? Because a lot of times they're right on the money.
Did you ever experience women in Young Living talking about like hiding their orders from their husband or not telling them how much they were spending on Young Living?
I definitely, that was joked about a little bit. Now, the girl that I signed up under, she and her husband are very big budgeters. Like, they budgeted their money, like,
which is great. Those are the people who actually like did a profit and loss statement.
Yes, absolutely. And like, she is the lone ranger of people that I ran into in Young Living. A lot of them made a lot of money, so it didn't matter that they're doing 2 full orders on their account and their ghost account. And now I want to give credit, like the girl that I signed up under, not my person I was stacked into, but the girl I signed up with, she said, do not go into debt for this business. Don't.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, don't put it on a credit card. Don't sell whatever you don't need in your house. Like,
yep.
Love that.
I've done a very poor job of explaining to him why I needed to have this business on the side, because he was feeling like, hey, I just got this great job. I'm providing more money than we've ever had before. Like, what is it? Am I not getting it done for you? And we just didn't have that conversation. Instead, we had fights for 6 months. And my paycheck grew and grew and grew and grew. And then eventually we sat down on neutral territory, and I just explained to him, like, look, I don't love being a stay-at-home mom. Like, I love my kids, but I can't do this anymore. I don't like it. I'm not fulfilled. I'm constantly searching for something else. Like, I need this from you. Right. And then he was like, oh, well, I thought I wasn't doing enough. Right. And so we had this great clarity moment. And I just said, like, look, can you give me 2 years at this? Because I think this can change our lives. And what I saw was Michael coming home from his job in those 6 months, deeply caring about his people, but he was going to have a heart attack if he didn't stop soon. Like, it was too much. He was leaving. He was using so much emotion and caring for people at work that when he came home, he had nothing left. And I saw my mother die of a heart attack that was stress induced. And I just knew, I'm not going to do that again.
She can't say this. This is awful.
Yeah. And it's like, it is. And I guess that's a question that in the chat, I'd love to hear your answer. What feels so slimy about using a real life example in the context of this sales pitch or this sales training? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, because it's like, on the one hand, it's a devastating feeling to lose a loved one. And it's a good point. But you know what I'm saying? Like, what, and being able to identify those feelings and saying, like, oh yeah, this isn't okay. I'm not going to be manipulated because I don't want to be in that situation. And, and I'm sure, like, she wanted to make changes in her life. So she got to spend more time. Yeah. That's just quick. Well, it was a quick turn.
It's like, well, maybe her husband was in a situation where, his work environment was not the best for him health-wise. But to make that leap to say, my husband was going to have a heart attack if he kept working there, and I watched my mom die of a heart attack. So obviously I had to do Young Living, and now here's my duplicatable process that you can have so that you can get your husband out. And it comes back to the whole retire your husband thing, right?
Yeah, and I feel like there's a certain line that we would all like to believe that people don't cross in these sales pitches. And if they cannot regulate themselves. We want to educate and uncover so that you're aware of it, you know when it's happening, so you don't get sucked in. Yes, exactly.
Absolutely.
It is. Absolutely.
So I felt like I know that this can be that thing that takes us out of this. I know that I can do this, but I need you to help me for 2 years.
So you're saying this can take us out of this. So if you're watching this, then, you know, you make that jump. And yeah, is she overtly saying it? No. But do I, as a viewer, assume that I can get there? Sure do. Sure do.
And unfortunately, she is within the negative point. No, it's not negative, excuse me. 0.01% of people who actually did make this business financially work for them.
Yeah. And maybe her numbers are better, you know? Maybe her numbers on her team are better.
I wonder if I still have the 2016 compensation plan. I have the 2018 compensation plan.
Oh, that goes back pretty far.
It's so the same, though. All the way up from platinum and above is below 0.1% of people in the company made it that far.
Yeah. Also, no one wants their husband home 24/7. Sorry. Shit gets crazy if we're cooped up together too long.
Julie Joe! DeeCee just sent you a message.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to check. So Julie Joe, maybe you can maybe you did answer on my Instagram. I get distracted pretty. Okay, Julie Joe, maybe you can answer this question. So she was saying she was in an MLM before, and BV, so beta V was the term they used for volume, and there was Mercedes involved, and we were wondering if that was Arbonne. So let us know if that was Arbonne.
Years, and that means when you come home from your job, you take over for the kids, and you don't judge me for my house. Okay, because the house is a wreck, and the kids were like not dressed down in the basement, probably playing with like guns and knives. I don't know. I was watching them, so
I
and I just.
I think she's being. I think she's
being facetious, like she's
hyperbolic, like hyperbole, like the extremes of what you don't want to.
I get it. I had to stop my son from beating a huge stick that he had brought in from outside against our team like a week ago. So I get it.
Yep.
I just knew that this was going to be the thing, right? I just knew I could make us millionaires if he would just. I'm kidding. So like, if he would just like help me, and he was like, "Sure, okay," and he did. And you guys he still does. Like, my house is only clean when he cleans it.
Dang, it wasn't our.
I'm the worst.
We're like on a. What's the hunt? Yeah, we're on an MLM hunt. Yeah, a scavenger hunt. Yes, we're trying to find out what it is. We were trying to Google it, but I didn't find it.
Swamp. That's like tastes like water.
I was thinking possibly because I feel like Jessica Hickson mentions BV.
Okay, we'll have to look at It Works.
I'm just not good at the domestic stuff. Like my brain, I think thinks a lot like a man's brain, which is why I think I have a hard time connecting with women. I'm kind of socially awkward. Like I want to be in like the man's conversations and talk about like football, and I want to talk about business stuff and strategy.
I mean, I don't necessarily think that you can paint a whole gender as one thing. I think from my experience, I guess maybe I'm like the odd one out. I guess the people in my family, it's just a range. So I don't know. One of the best things to happen in my marriage was when my husband went on short-term disability for his chronic pain. And he really got to see what my daily life with a 3-year-old and 1-year-old was like. And then nothing builds empathy like that, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
I like girly things like crafting, but my brain does not go there first. So it's weird.
Well, you got to remember that this was 2016. And it was, I don't want to say more socially acceptable, but it was different back then on the internet. People weren't getting called out for gender stereotyping, things like
sure. Yeah, and it wasn't necessary. The conversation was not as big. That's certainly for sure. Yeah. And I guess maybe
I'm not making an excuse for her because it's still.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily like, and maybe I'm a little unsensitive in this area. I guess it doesn't really. I think they happen. I like to note them when they do, so that the conversation, people know when they come to this corner of the internet, it's an open conversation. That conversation's welcome to have here. And I can realize that people's growing up experience is varied. I'd like to note it when I see it, and hopefully let people know that we can have that conversation here too.
Me and within I don't know, 5 months of that, I was begging him to quit his job. I was like, I need your help because we're literally not going to pay our taxes if you don't help me. I cannot do this. I'm not organized like that. I want to do the front end. I need someone else to take care of the back end. And I was like, I need you to quit your job, which is a lot to ask of somebody who just got promoted to their dream.
Okay.
I watched this. I'm like, watched this exact video. Like, I know I've seen this video. Her words are coming out of her mouth, and I'm remembering me sitting on a couch or the floor in 2017, like trying to wrap my mind around everything she was saying. I'm like, sure, sounds great. You sound very like relatable, but where is this going? And we're almost 15 minutes in, and we're still like, where is this?
Yes. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully she's going to pull out her computer soon.
Job.
We might need to speed it up.
And was making really decent money. And he was like, he just kind of put it in front of me and was like, hey, I mean, I'll do that if you can make $20,000 a month and we can have 6 months of our savings, like our expenses and savings. I'll do that. Right. And I think he kind of said it with like a, that'll never happen. Right. And then bam, next month that happened. Okay. And so I was like, okay, 3 months. I did it 3 months without falling backwards. Like, you need to do your part. You said you would. And it took him a long time he put in a, like most people put in a 2-week notice. He put in like a 3-month notice because he loved his people and he loved his job.
That's a tough thing. And I guess it's
really sad.
Different marriages have, or different relationships, different partnerships have different expectations. The time after time after time I've heard of people in network marketing situations asking their partner to retire. It makes me a little bit enraged, so I'm not going to go on a tangent, but it's just like, you could have gotten an accountant. You could have. Maybe you wanted your husband to help you. Maybe he wanted to help her. It just feels like the partner who is not in network marketing or multi-level marketing is asked to give up a lot.
Yeah.
It seems like
a whole other world to immerse yourself into, whether you're doing what she's doing, which is try to do it differently or whatever.
Yeah.
Or not. And also, my big problem is they're putting all their eggs in one basket.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
If everybody's job is this job, what happens if that job goes away? Then he has to go back to his previous job. And then what's he going to do? Is he going to have a heart attack? Tell us, Lindsay, what's going to happen?
Yeah. Mombi, I've definitely seen a ton of network marketers do this.
That's really
You'd have to listen to the rest of her story. Now, I would say maybe she's the anomaly, but that might have been it for sure. Yeah.
We try not to be super judgy.
Yeah.
We're trying.
We're not perfect here, though.
No.
But he also wanted to be with his kids, right? And he knew that the stress was killing him. So he ended up quitting his job and coming to help me. And that was the month that I hit Diamond was when I hit that first $20,000
this is
paycheck,
intriguing.
which I know it's super weird to talk about money, but this is a business, and so we're going to talk about
that stands for.
But so $20,000 was what I made that month. It just happened to be the exact amount that he wanted me to make, which is just crazy. I mean, it was a little more than that, but I just remember.
Well,
freaking
I'll
out,
have
like,
to go on a
this is
scavenger hunt.
supposed to happen.
We'll figure it out.
So he quits his job in May, and this secure job that he was so worried about, that business actually closed. Like they filed for bankruptcy. Like
wow,
2 weeks later, and nobody knew what was going on. His campus was extremely successful.
So here's the tough part. Her situation coincidentally worked out for her.
Yeah,
now,
business value. That might be
That's probably it. And someone else, some people will take that situation and try to apply that set of things that happened to their own life, when statistically that's an improbability.
Yeah,
that's not like, something to.
Well, what if my husband loses his job in 2 weeks? Like,
yeah,
that's it's likely to happen. It's more likely that you're going to get into a financial rut working this business model.
Yeah, and
that happening.
Yeah, and she did say she did save up her savings and did do $20,000 a month. So like there are some things to glean from that. But I'm just trying to look at the lowest common denominator of the person trying to connect or trying to be like her. It's, is it, I guess I'm just on the side of being careful. Maybe that's my personality type. I love like avoiding ditches and dangerous things, and and so it's like I don't.
And somehow you still got roped into YoungLiving.
I know, I still got suckered into 2 of them. What the heck?
Oh my
gosh. yeah, it's just a freak thing, and again, it's just whoever those little impressionable people like me are gonna be like, I can do that too, and again, it's just You'll wait and see. Just wait and see. Sorry, I keep pausing this. Let's play.
Okay.
But that's what happens, right? So this great, super secure thing he like took a chance on, and here he sat, you know, with something as a backup. It was great. So we've been working together for 2.5 years now. And he's a great work partner.
So she's been well into
time,
Royal
you,
Crown
like,
Diamond at this point.
Yes, like every once in a while we do. Like he wants to kill me sometimes, and I want to kill him sometimes. But overall, we work great together, and we do different things. One thing we did great was at the beginning we sat down and we lined out our roles. This is what you're going to do. This is what I'm going to do. And really, we find that the only time that we really like bicker over the business is when we try to like get in each other's lane. Like if I like decide I'm going to like take my car into his lane, I'm going to drive it for a little while, then he gets pissed. Of course he does. And when he comes over to my lane and tries to take over what I'm doing every once in a while, I get pissed. Okay. So we each have our own lanes and we stay in them and we do our jobs. And we're pretty good at them. So I grew pretty fast. I was Royal Crown Diamond started in March 25th of 2013. And then July of 2014 was when I hit Royal Crown.
Holy crap. That's fast. If you don't understand, think of whatever multi-level marketing company you are in and think to the very, very, very top of your company. That's how fast she hit it. And that's $1.5 million or 1.5 million personal volume or OGV.
Let's look at the 2020 income disclosure statement. I have it here.
Okay.
Still don't know how to figure out how to share stuff, but that's okay. We'll eventually figure it out. Royal Crown Diamond, average number of months to achieve this rank, 275 months. Now that's the highest amount. The average amount is 102. They don't have a median. I wish they did.
Yeah.
The lowest amount of months that it apparently has ever, according to this, it says the lowest is 40 months. But it took her a lot less than that.
Yeah, so that probably, I mean, they probably were taking a range from the,
and
so.
She hit Royal Crown Diamond in 2014.
Yeah, so I think she set the record. There was this one guy named Adam. Mm-hmm. He's still a Royal Crown Diamond with his wife, and he's young. And I think he might have set a record too. Bethany, that is a lot of months.
Bethany Shipley also hit Royal Crown Diamond really quickly, or just Diamond in general. I think she hit Diamond really quickly.
Yeah.
And I loved it. It's awesome. I've been able to say yes to whatever we want to, and that's really what I wanted. I was taught a lesson early about how short life can be, and all I wanted was to be able to say yes to whatever I wanted to. And so my business, the way that I run my business is, I have my business, my paycheck that I get from my 7 levels down and 6 across. That is my family's money. And I use that for my family and only my family. And then I decided if I wanted to support my team, I was going to have to find new streams of income in order to help them. I would have to bring in money because I'm not going to use my family's money for that. And so I've done that. And I have a lot of spin-off businesses from this business that brought in money. We've sold some. We've brought there's been a lot of like this kind of thing. But I maintain that I will find a stream of income to support my team and find a stream of income to support my family. And that has really worked well for us. So I want to talk to you guys today about the potential of this business for you.
Here we go.
We're getting there finally.
You are, and not for your team, not for what you think you have to give your team in order for them to stay, not for anyone else, but for whatever's important to you. And whatever's important to you is important to you. And nobody gets to tell you that that's not important. Okay. First tip of the day. Because people will judge you for what you use your money on, because it's not what they would use it for. And it doesn't matter because it's your money and you get to do whatever you want to. And so this will be your family's money. And I want to walk through the comp plan with you, and I want to explain to you how to get the most out of it and the potential that it has to bring you personally.
She has a pretty big marketing business. She also does something else where she has like leadership retreats for women entrepreneurs.
Yes.
She writes books. She does a lot of stuff. I mean, a lot. She is she has diversified her portfolio, and I don't think she even really actively recruits into YoungLiving. I don't think she has for years. She does her other businesses. So yeah, nope.
And then you from there can decide what you want to do with that money. And if that is, you want to put it all back into your team, you do that. If it is, I want to support my family, you do that. If it is, I want to have a facelift, you do that. I don't care. I don't judge. So we're going to do that. I'm going to try to put.
Only someone financially secure has that many decorative pillows on their couch. How does she have room to sit? That just seems really...
I think she's sitting on the edge for sure. For sure.
The pillows are just all behind her.
Yeah.
Let's push you back a little bit so you can actually see my screen. Let me turn it on here because I don't have a PowerPoint on this. Yeah. So we're going to try to do it this way. It's kind of ghetto. but we're going with it. So let's see here.
All right, let's do
I
it.
call this napkin math. Now, this is the conversation that I had with my husband when I was trying to explain to him that this is a legit business and not something run out of like Grandpa Gary's garage. Okay.
Grandpa Gary.
Which, I'm not going to lie, I did think at one point. So can you see that? Napkin math? Good. I don't know. We'll see.
Napkin math.
Yeah, okay.
I was wondering.
So, so I wanted to explain to him how big this business was. And so what I did was I just stared at the comp plan. And what I want you guys to do first is to pull out this sheet. If you have,
oh, we just pulled that out.
Or if you have,
look at how simplified it was
on your
back
computer.
then.
Yeah.
I want you to look at it because this is based. This is like where we're going to be based today.
I want to know how to share files on StreamYard.
So the napkin math came from, I was having conversations
Let me
with my
see.
husband.
Can you see
trying
the
to
private
explain to him that
chat?
I took a napkin out at a Clean Jumper restaurant where we were.
Can you?
And I started writing down all
I
the
guess you
numbers.
can't send it
I
to
took
me.
a picture of it. I wish I had the napkin because I would frame it. I left it there, I'm sure. But let's see if I can go back and see it. Yeah, it's right here. So this is actually the napkin that I wrote down all the math for him. And like, you just seen his face sitting here because men are numbers dudes, right? Like they want to know like the numbers, like tell me in like something I can understand and not your emotions, what you mean here. And so I started writing down all the numbers, the potential of this business. Look, if I do this.
Did you figure it out?
I'm getting there.
Okay. You're good.
I'll let you know because I want to show
Right,
people what it looks like now. Which I mean, you did pull
Yeah.
it.
Well, let me switch over to let me try to share screen. Can I do this?
That's what I was doing, was sharing screen. That's where I was messing
let's
up
see.
a little bit ago.
Let me try to find the comp plan again. Static. Let's see. All right, let me try this.
My problem is that I am chaos. I don't have anything organized.
You're good.
My problem. See, there it is. This is what it looks like now.
Let me try to fix this. Oh, go back. Sorry, guys. User error.
We're figuring this out. Just hang in there with us.
All of y'all who are like so seamless on StreamYard or YouTube streaming, y'all are incredible because it's much more difficult.
StreamYard is like its own entity.
Yeah.
So this is like a whole 2-page ridiculous graphic. If you put it into one graphic, it just like blows your mind how complicated it looks. And then the Young Living boss babes and the leaders and the high ranking, they're like, it's so simple. And it's like, please tell us how simple it is.
Yeah. So
from back in the day actually was a lot more simplified. Like it had this part right here with the leadership bonuses underneath developing leaders.
Yeah. The generation leadership bonus and so you get, I guess, shares. So a portion of shares of the total production that Young Living was bringing in. It's very complicated, but again, the deeper your lines go. So if you see level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, then generation, those are different.
A whole other thing. It's so confusing.
So if you compound those percentages, you can really make money. And that's what she's about to explain.
But it's definitely like a tightrope too, because if you're not careful, you can accidentally lose an entire downline's worth of compensation. Did you know that? Yeah.
Yeah, you can, because they kind of come off.
Right. Like if you don't have access to the lower levels of your generations or whatever, and someone just happens to hit the rank of silver and you don't have access to them, you lose their entire downline with your compensation basically.
Yeah, but you do make a percentage off of that silver. So what she's going to be explaining, and maybe it was a little bit different.
Maybe it was different back then because it's been a while.
But the way she's going to explain it is pretty simple, and the way that she compounds her team is insane because again, I guess she was saying January 2013 to July 2014, she went all the way to the tippity top. So it's just crazy.
Let's hear her out. How did you do it, girl?
This can happen. And this is how much money that could equal. And his draw was like,
oh, it's a pyramid.
And I realized like,
oh, she even drew a pyramid right there on her napkin.
I love it.
This is the key. People don't know this. People don't know the potential of this business and this comp plan. It's amazing. So we're going to go through it. But what I want you guys to do is look right here.
Yes, she does.
Over here. This is the Royal Crown Diamond. section, right? So what I tell my people is they need to think way, way bigger than they're thinking, right? I think that a lot of us think, well, whatever is the next rank, that's what I'm going to get to, right? And I never did that. Never. I actually wrote down, I took and circled the, the little letters that you get every single month in your like the little, what is it, like the newspaper thing?
Yeah, the little essential newsletters. Yeah.
Yeah, I always threw them away. I wish
I would circle the rank that I was in.
Yeah, I have the one where Mary Young was telling you to buy that book that caused so much of an uproar in
My Word Made Flesh.
Oh gosh, yeah. Yep.
The demon book.
Oh yeah.
Next to it. Because I was so set on this is what's going to happen. But every time I did that, it was not because that was the rank I wanted. It was because this was the rank that I wanted.
I mean, what she's saying makes sense. What she is saying makes sense in terms of utilizing the compensation plan. Yes.
Well, this is what they all tell you to do now. Now they're telling you to, maybe the normal MLMers, according to her, they're telling you to make your dream board and put your dream rank on there. And
yeah,
all I can do is give you a half drink.
And I knew that was going to grow in steps. So step by step, I moved towards this right here. And what this tells me is that to hit Royal Crown Diamond, I need to have 1.5 million OGV, which made me laugh at the time. So if it's making you laugh and you feel like that's not possible, you're in good company. And then I also needed to have 6 legs at 35,000 a piece. And I was like,
oh, Mommy.
Okay. But here's the difference.
I feel bad for you.
I did it anyway, even though I felt like it was far in advance and that was like never going to happen.
I'm surprised you got a copy of it. I had heard recently that actually is like, you can't get that book anymore. It's like really hard to get. And it's expensive too. Like, did you find it online? I'm just curious.
Yeah, it's super expensive. And I think that he did a lower production run. So it was already more expensive anyways. And I think the fallout from it, people are trying to sell it for even more online. And so it just
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I did it anyway. And I set ways to do that by setting small steps along the way. Okay. And so here is the meat of what I really want to talk to you guys about.
I will say, and I'm not trying to like, oh, okay.
Nice.
That's amazing. So I appreciate her. This is the most amount of actual information I've ever gotten in any MLM training that I've seen and what she's about to say. And so I don't mean to keep like, pumping her up. I'm like, she's incredible, but like, after having so many people yell at you in like Zoom trainings or like tell you like you need to be working hard or you know what I mean? It's just like she's literally going like step by step and saying like, hey, this is how I manipulate the comp plan and you can't do. So.
And that is how our comp plan works and how much money potential that you have. So let's imagine that this is you here up at the top and that these are your 6 legs underneath you. To get Royal Crown Diamond, all you need is 6 legs. So
that's true. You only need 6 at 35,000 PV a leg. Yep.
6 people at one point to say yes
more
to
or less.
business.
Yeah, OGB. Yep.
6 people, right? Which is super MLM, which is why I never explain it that way to my people. But really and truly, all you need is 6 legs to get to where you're at, to get to the highest rank and get paid the most, right? You're going to maximize your comp plan.
Yeah, I mean, if you, I guess, not to get religious, so if just tune me out for the next 15 seconds. I can imagine if you are a Christian, some of the wording in there, if you are a Christian, I can see how some people would get upset by the way that because if you believe like wording's important, some of the way that they worded stuff to a Christian, I can see how some people got upset. That's all I'm going to say about that. Do I think it's demonic? I don't think so. I think it's more theologically divisive or whatever.
Oh, cool.
Against.
I need to read your blog.
Yeah. So 6 people that will come along and you build under those 6 people.
Oh, snap. That's amazing. I want to read too. Please link it in the comments if you can.
That I enroll, and I'm going to put them under those 6 people to help them rank faster. The wider I go, the less I help the people underneath here, right? The slower they're going to take to get to rank, right?
So she is basically building her compensation plan from the Royal Crown Diamond perspective. She's building it backwards. So she's trying to reconstruct what she needs to be at the goal she wants to get. So she's about to show you visually.
So what I want is I just realized that the way this comp plan works is actually if my people below me rank, I make more money than if I myself rank. And that's true. If you look at the comp plan, you're going to make 2.5% or whatever on your own, but you're going to make 3 on the people that are below you, right?
Yep.
And so it's all about making sure that you're not just going alone, but that you're also taking people with you.
Again, I appreciate what she's saying. If you're say what you want about, oh yeah, I'd love to. Yep, I'll message you for sure.
DeeCee's like, hell yeah.
I love a good research moment, and I love reading crap, so I'm down for it.
So I decided right at the beginning, I'm only making 6 legs, and I'm putting every single person that I enroll, which is
also,
now
what she's describing is the technical definition of a pyramid scheme. Just throwing that out.
Yeah, she's definitely focusing on like only recruiting for her compensation structures purpose.
She's saying if you want to get to the top, you need to do this. Like, you benefit less from ranking up as opposed to ranking up your recruitment base.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
500 people.
Very upset. I wonder.
Do you need to go? Do you need to go get him?
Oh, well, he's with his dad.
Okay.
Should be okay. I'm just like, oh no.
Yeah.
Underneath them. Okay. So I'm going to make sure that my resources go as far as I can for as many people as they can, because when they do well, I do well.
I appreciate that.
That has worked extremely well.
No
I don't
kidding,
waste any of my resources by leaving them out, which I know that some people do. Caveat, I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just saying for this strategy and the amount of money I'm about to show you, this is going to be where you want to be. So this is you. This is your 6 legs. So right, there's you and 6 other people, right? And then here's their 6 people. And so if those people all find 6 people, that's 36, right?
Yep.
And then let's say those people find 6 people. You're looking at 216 people, right? On this level right here.
Yep.
And then those people find 6 people. You're looking at 1,296 people here on this level. Then those people find 6 people, and you're getting paid on all these people when you hit.
So she's saying find 6 people. She is also supplying those 6 people. So she only has 6 legs. She's never had 7 or 8 or 9. She only has 6. And as long as those 6 people pay their monthly order, they stay active for her. So when she recruits, she adds no one to her front line. She adds it to where those 6 spots are open and anyone in her downline. And if that doesn't make sense, I'll try to explain it again, but you're going to see her numbers in a minute.
It's the exponential math for me. It's like she keeps going and going and going. You know, eventually you're going to run out of people.
Yeah. Yep.
776 people on this level. They find 6 people. 46,656 people down there. They find 6 people because you're still getting paid down there. That's 279,936 people. Okay. This is a lot of people. Okay. I'm not saying this is going to happen tomorrow. I'm not saying this will ever perfectly happen for anyone, but in theory, I think we can all agree that we could find 6 people.
I would say, like, oh my God, we can all find 6 people. How are you going to find 6 people who are going to be maintaining that monthly order every single month just to get the bare minimum, just to get there? And then it's like to expect yourself to get those 6 people, and then each of those people to get 6 people, and then each of those people to get 6 people. Those are like extremely high expectations.
Yeah, but again, she's supplementing, and her top recruiters are also supplementing the people who don't recruit well. What she's about to explain.
They're stacking.
Yeah, they're stacking their funneling. She's about to say that she pays her PV requirements herself.
Oh, of course. I mean, that's
how. And but back in the day, she had anyone who wanted to be on her team or in the leg position, they had to commit. From what I understand, this information could be incorrect. But from what she's explaining here, it seems like it's not incorrect, but they had to supply like $1,000 a month, or they had to supply their PV requirements to be able to access into whatever's going on here. And I mean, she makes a lot of money.
Oh,
so
yeah, absolutely. She does.
Yeah. Well, in that lawsuit, I was reading about YoungLiving, that team, one of the people who got sued, their downline was 714,000 people.
Yeah, which is insane. Like, it makes sense that I was a part of the Lemon Droppers, because that's the insane amount of numbers of people that she had on her team. Like, she did not know any of these people personally.
And she wanted to build systems and not really have to do the day-to-day stuff. Absolutely. And she says that in this training.
Which, I mean, that's a smart business move.
Yep.
And if that happens and you're 7 levels down, so you've got 6 across, 7 down, this is exactly where you get paid. This is your cube. I call it my cube. This is your cube when you hit Royal Crown Diamond. So that's a lot of people. Can we agree? And so now let's assume that you hit Royal Crown Diamond and that you help the people that are on your level 1 here, your 6 people, hit silver. Just silver. Not gold, not silver. Just.
Yeah. And so, again, this is super smart math, what she's about to say. She only tries to get her people for sure to silver. So, and because they're all bumping to silver, it adds to the overall volume, blah, blah, blah.
I found out what happened to my baby. He walked into the door frame.
Oh no!
Poor guy. I texted my husband. I'm like, "Is he okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, he just walked into the door frame. Poor guy.
Poor buddy. Oh.
He's still a very clumsy little toddler."
Oh.
Silver. And we're going to assume that when you get hit silver, you're going to get the generation leadership bonus. You also get generation pay, which is a percentage, but you also get a generation leadership bonus. And I'm only going to talk about that bonus today. That bonus is generally around like 130 to 150 bucks. I've seen it lower. I've seen it higher. It's somewhere in there. So let's assume for just easy math that it's $150. Okay?
Karina,
so every time you hit silver, you get one
good vibes
share of that $150. When you hit gold, you get 2 shares. You get, when you hit platinum, you get 3 shares, so on and so forth until you get to Royal Crown, right? Every time someone below you that's inside your cube hits silver, you get another share for them. Okay. So I'm only talking about the share money. I will tell you that the largest part of my check is not the share money. It's the percentage that I get, but I'm only going to talk to you guys about this. Okay. So it will eventually, I think, be the biggest part of my check based on how I think that this goes. I think this is actually going to be the biggest part, but it's not yet. Okay. So I'm going to actually do some math for you guys right now and show you guys if these people hit silver, this is what your paycheck could look like a month. Okay. Not a year, 1 month.
Get ready.
So here's the math. Let's assume that it's $150 and here's your personal generation.
Yeah, and she's only talking about generation bonuses right now, which is insane.
Yeah.
It is insane.
Like, generation bonuses are something that you don't even access until you hit silver.
Yeah.
This is you at Royal Crown Diamond. That means you're going to get 6 shares at $150 a piece. So you're looking at $900 extra in your paycheck just for that. Okay. Now let's assume that your generation 1, the people on your level 1s all hit silver. Okay. You're looking at another 6 people at $150 because they're silver. So you get 1 share per person. And that's going to come out to another $900 for you. So that's $1,800 right there. Okay. Now let's assume that your generation 2 flips over to silver. Okay. Just silver. You get one share per piece. You're looking at a total of $5,400 for those people, plus your $900, plus the $900 for your level 1. Okay. And that's per month. That's only your level 2, 6 people hitting silver. Okay. The next one, generation 3 hit silver at $150 times 216 people, which we said we're down there based on this right here. Remember, right. 216 people. And you're looking at a total of $32,400 per month on just generation.
Off of just generation.
Just the generation bonus. This is not even
that easy. She's just like, yes, what she's saying mathematically is accurate, but it's insane.
Yeah.
$50 times 1,296 people. And you're looking at a total of $194,400 per month. Next one. Generation 5, $150 times $7,776 or people, excuse me, and you're looking at $1,166,400 per month, plus the generations before that. Okay. Next one.
She's
Generation
like,
6, $150 times 46,656 people is $6,998,400 per month, plus the others. Okay.
I hate her in this moment. I hate to say that. I'm not that kind of person, but I'm just like, stop it right now. How many people do you know? How many people have you heard about in general that make more than $6 million a month in YoungLiving?
Yeah. Well, she does for sure.
Happen. Yeah, she does.
Yeah. And it's like, who else is going to do that? Who else is going to do that?
Exactly. Like,
Generation 7. This is your last one. Okay. This is as far as you're going to get paid down at Royal Crown Diamond. And there's a lot of people down there, right? My generation 7 is my biggest one. There's $150 times 279,000 people, roughly. And you're looking at 41,900.
No, 41 million.
Sorry, 41,990,400.
I'm literally looking at the comp plan.
That comes out to this number, right? 50,389,200 a month. I'm pretty sure we could do whatever we wanted to with that money. Sure. Here's what it is per year.
I hate that.
$604 million
a year if you just help the people hit silver.
Out of
silver.
here.
That's never going to happen. All of my level 1s are higher than silver.
What? Where's the FTC? Where are you?
The money is ridiculous. You could do whatever you wanted to.
You could do whatever you wanted to, and you can do this too. Well, you took all the people already, so what are we going to do? Literally, like, what are we going to do?
Oh,
okay.
God.
And I'm not trying to be rude to her. I'm dogging the compensation plan. I'm dogging the structures that do this where one person wins and it's a shiny little gem of beaming light to all the other people to try to do the same thing, and we're just adding money. More money.
Her a little bit. Sorry.
Yeah. No, that's fine. We can dog. It's like it's fine.
My problem is that I remember watching this and not knowing what the actual F she was talking about. But now that I know the compensation plan, because I literally had to sit down and make myself understand it after the fact, after I got out of Young Living. It's just the fact that she's making this sound like you can do this too. You can get $604 million a month. She's like, oh yeah, I'm sure that you could use that money for all kinds of things, but whatever. Like, no, ma'am, you can't say stuff like that. That is a huge red flag, a huge income claim. It makes me angry in my soul because she got people like me. She got people like you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. And now, Mombi, this is a good point, and I wonder if they leave people off the compensation plan that are outliers for their numbers.
Maybe, because it does mess with the average. We know that.
Yeah.
But also, like, I just personally want to know how many people do they have at each rank, because they don't even give us an accurate percentage. Because, like I said, after platinum, they literally just put less than 0.1% of people in the whole company. I want to see that new income disclosure statement. I'm holding my breath because they still haven't put it out yet since they changed the compensation plan, which separates the business builders from the customers, which they did not have that before.
Yeah. And I think it's a good thing. And it's also going to address the point from the multi-level marketing reps who are so frustrated at us using numbers from the company that they're contracted with to address income claims.
Yeah, because in Young Living, especially, they can say, well, the percentages look bad because the customers are weighing us down.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if they leave people off of the income disclosure to get their.
That's a good point.
Because how would it be like? Would it not be insane? Because I'm sure she's earning a ton of money. She would blow those numbers out of the water.
Well, I wonder
that wouldn't
if
look good.
Is actually making that amount of money. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I'm sure she's not. I'm sure she's now
doing the math properly, but that doesn't mean that she herself is making $604 million a month, because that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, Karina, feel free to let your feelings out about what you see and what you feel. But don't call her. I mean, kind of contain it to the behavior's disgusting, not people are disgusting. But go to town, Karina.
Like, I feel the same way. Like, I'm not trying to rag on her, really.
Oh no, yeah.
But I do see the manipulation tactic for what it is.
Yeah.
And, ordinarily I would say that she was taught how to do those manipulation tactics. But as she's told us, she's not an MLMer. So she figured this stuff out on her own.
Yep, because the compensation plan. The compensation plan.
Manipulating people right now.
Yeah.
That's what this is. Let's call it what it is.
Yeah. I mean, she definitely utilized the compensation plan for her own benefit. That's what the compensation plan is for. I'm sure Young Living is making a ton of money. Okay, so Kayla, imagine this for a second. So what a bottle of lavender costs what?
Was it
$19
like
or $8?
A 15 milliliter?
Yeah, a big one.
Was
like
somewhere between $20 and $30.
Okay. So
and that was a cheap one.
Yeah, it was a cheap one.
The cheapest one.
So they're paying corporate. There's a corporate percentage worked into there. There's paying 7 levels down worked into that price. There's the percentage given to the person above you that cut initially. Then you also get essential rewards back. So how much does that lavender truly cost to make? Certainly isn't 20-something bucks.
I agree with you, Mom B. You may not agree with that comment, DeeCee. We don't have to. We can speculate. We don't have to.
Oh yeah.
Diagnose anybody as being narcissistic, but I mean.
Yeah, I guess I'm a little bit of a odd duck, and maybe in the in the anti-MLM community. So, and I'm just gonna go on a small baby tangent. So,
go for it. I want to hear your perspective.
I don't know if anyone's been watching the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial, but the psychiatrist, there is a Goldwater rule that was made when this guy was running for president. And this magazine had run this poll and said, do you think he is mentally competent to run for president? And so like 12,000 psychiatrists or psychologists, whichever one of them MD is, wrote in, and they had lots of negative feedback and stuff. And so it caused this rule to be made among medical professionals that you cannot diagnose someone without doing like an examination on them.
Yeah, like without knowing their
right. And
medical.
obviously I'm not a medical professional, so and that standard's obviously for medical professionals. So like I love being able to describe behavior, comment on like what I see, what I'm feeling, but make that distinction of, hey, she's being manipulative, maybe she's not a manipulator. And I know that's like splitting hairs, or like that behavior is disgusting, not that she's just a disgusting person. Like I know that seems like a little bit like that's basically the same thing. That's just kind of my stance on it. And I know not everyone feels the same way. So yeah.
I love that the anti-MLM movement is full of so many diverse
for sure,
creators with so many different perspectives.
Yeah. And I don't necessarily like, I like that I've been welcomed into this space, and I don't really feel like anyone's asking me to change or be different, and I think that's cool. So cults are almost always run by a narcissist. MLM are cults and teach the same manipulation downline. Oh, for sure. I can see that for sure. But
I did want to say, because I'm looking at the income disclosure statement, the most recently updated one, the median annual income for a Royal Crown diamond is only 1,448,000 whatever. I can't say numbers.
Oh.
But it's only like 1.5 million basically. And I feel like and that's the median. So the average is 3 million, like Mombi was saying.
Yeah, I feel like people are being left off because I know people got scrubbed from the website who are active Royal Crown diamonds.
I've noticed that recently. I've been talking about that with other people. They don't shout out their diamonds anymore.
Yeah, because people are
newsletter.
Yep, because people are finding them on Instagram and I guess making videos about them. I definitely don't think everyone in MLM are narcissists, but they teach people. Yeah. Yep. I think that's very fair.
People are finding them on Instagram.
Yeah.
Could that be?
Literally.
Not us.
I actually don't think that this much money is good for us.
Thank you.
To be honest with you, I don't think we should have this much money because I think it makes us lose touch with reality, and I think it makes us make bad decisions. There are people that make good decisions with it, but I think there are far more that make really bad decisions with it.
That's fair.
What I'm telling you is that the potential is there to make insanity money.
There's a potential for some people. There's a potential if you can get all those silvers on your team. Karina said to you, Kayla.
Okay. And the key is not getting
sorry. I'm like checking on my husband. I'm like, do you need me?
Okay.
Oh yeah, we've been streaming for an hour and a half if you need to.
And it's making sure that
I'd like to finish this off, but I may not be able to.
And explain
we might have to.
Like the potential.
Well, once she's done talking about this, we don't have to finish the video because she's.
This is like what it can really look like. You guys, my paycheck last month was the highest that it's ever been, and it's stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid to get paid this much to do something that you love.
I bet it is.
But I love it. Like we bought a house in cash. We lost a house at one point, and Michael and I agreed that we would never ever buy a house again until
is what got me. This kind of thing right here. We paid for a house in cash. Like, okay, where is the FTC? Sound the alarms.
Yeah. And the way that she is portraying this, which she's not talking about the amount of effort that you have to go to put in to do this, because there's a lot of time, there's a lot of effort, and you know that because she was desperately begging her husband to come home or to be able to work with her because she needed help. And you conveniently forget that part of the conversation when she's talking about paying for the house in cash and earning a stupid amount of money. So yeah, is it maybe an assumption that she's making that, hey, I told what I was supposed to in the beginning? I think it's even more important to continually repeat it so people don't forget.
Yeah, absolutely. Lifestyle claims. Absolutely.
Heck yeah. Absolutely. And again, this is me. I am picking on the company, and I'm frustrated that someone who's making this much money isn't like living up to a better standard too. And maybe she thinks it's easy. Sales is not easy for everyone. Some people are not enigmatic or like they don't recruit that well. So she might feel like it's easy.
Come in with her duplicatable process, which is really just stacking.
Right.
If you can spend money and you have a pulse and a social security number, you're good to go. We can recruit you into this business model.
Oh, did you see Angelique's video she just posted like yesterday?
No, actually.
Okay, I'm not going to give it away, but the person on the clip of the video or the phone she has, she was telling the downline to do something illegal. And that's the trailer. Go watch her video.
On YouTube?
Yep, she just put it up on YouTube. You have to, if you're in the chat, make sure you go watch Angelique's video for sure.
I'll have to go check that out for sure.
We would do that when we retired. I knew we would eventually, but I thought it would be when we retired. And my friends will.
Karina has a good question as well.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Also, how much did she pay on taxes? Like, that's important info she should be sharing. She won't probably share that. Yeah, she paid a lot of taxes, I'm sure.
She mentioned that earlier. She's like, I need someone to help me do my taxes or they won't get done. Also, Mombi said she makes this amount of money, but the company is operating at a loss. But here's the thing. She might not be making that much money anymore. Like, if she ever made this egregious amount of money that she is claiming is the potential at Royal Crown Diamond to make just on these generation bonuses alone, it may be different now, because I would think that's their pool of people that they recruit from is drying up. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, I mean, that could be the case. I still think she makes a lot of money. She has a lot of other businesses. She's done a lot of investments. When you're pulling in that much money at that high of level, which I assume is, I can't even imagine at this point. But I know, like, I used to follow her just because I liked following her, and
same.
They sold their house in Colorado, which was a multi-million-dollar home. They just bought a home in Arizona that they renovated. They like go on these long vacations for like 3 months at a time. So I know they're still rolling in it.
It feels so icky to take advice from someone who is like in another universe as you, basically.
Yeah, and maybe like
of course I want that. That doesn't mean that it's obtainable for me.
Yeah, and I guess the problem, that the big problem I have, is the way she's delivering it. While it's less slimy than maybe other multi-level marketers that I've heard, it's still not meeting what you need to do to meet the standards that the FTC has.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, none of them make the money they claim, but still, if even a quarter of that is coming in. Now, I think she does make a lot of money, and I know JLW makes a lot of money too. I say this kindly, but unfortunately, because it's just so frustrating that so many people are struggling because of the promises that people who are making a lot of money present without.
And they're saying things like, and I'm not saying that she's saying this because she's not one of those MLMers, if I can say that term.
Yeah.
But a lot of them are saying things like, you have to work hard enough and you have to do the things that the 1% are going to do that the 99% of people aren't going to do. And it's like, what do you think the 99% of people are doing?
Yeah.
Like, they're trying. It's not like they're not trying.
Yeah, it's just not convenient that their sales plans are not working. It's an easy out for someone who's not a good teacher, who's not a good leader. They say, oh, you're not working hard enough. Well, you know what? Maybe your sales pitch wasn't accurate. Maybe you are not a good trainer. Maybe you're not a good educator. Because I've seen very limited number of people who are actually good at sales or who are actually good at teaching others about sales. And I have not seen it on any of the Zoom calls that I've been on.
Because, well, I'll say this. My uplines were not, like, my immediate uplines, like my direct upline and then the 2 uplines above her, they didn't teach me anything.
Yeah.
They put me in a bunch of Facebook groups where people were making a lot of health claims.
Yeah, so they're just, stay around with other people who are excited about the product, and hopefully you don't see past the smoke and mirrors. Why don't you teach actual marketing? Why don't you teach actual sales?
That's why I was watching people like this. I was watching Bethany Shipley. I was watching Lindsay Teague Moreno. I was watching Sarah Harnish. And then those people connected me to other diamonds that I was watching. So I was watching the successful people because that's what they tell you to do.
Yeah.
Because they need you in that mindset, in my opinion.
Yeah, and it's like, yes, mindset, but yes, also tangible skills.
Yeah, like, please teach me some actual, like, business, anything.
Yeah.
Teach me numbers, teach me profit and loss statement, teach me how to do my taxes.
Yeah.
When I was in Young Living, that first year that I did Young Living was when I really, like, did the most, and I think a lot of people are like that, and I had no clue how to do my taxes. I was so confused.
Yeah, and they conveniently just are like close their eyes and hope that you figure it out. And it's like, if you actually spent more time doing a better job recruiting, doing a better information dissemination, did a better job at just giving the expectations on the front end. Yep, true.
Yeah.
You know, it would be a different story. Less turnover, maybe less recruiting, but not as many people would be in a situation that was harmful financially to them.
And to give MLMs even the slightest shred of credit, that can be said for any business because, you know, doing it the right way is a good way to keep people from falling away constantly. But MLMs just have this incredibly high turnaround rate anyway.
Yeah, I think they get caught, and I think they get caught because they maybe said the right thing to get a lot of people to sign up. They didn't manage expectations. They were trying to move too fast. And so then when those people fall away, they feel like they have to fill that big hole. Instead,
I mean, you have to sustain your rank.
Yeah. Instead, if they had a slower turnover rate and the people were actually happy on their downline and actually wanted to, and I'm saying I'm trying to be fair because hopefully somebody who's still in an MLM will find this video. Or not, I'm not trying to rag on it, but if you actually like the product your MLM sells and you're not exploiting others and you're actually trying to sell, teach other people how to do that. Don't just sign up people because you're going to make a better paycheck, because if you get into a cycle where that turnover process is starting to go too fast and you're trying to fill in those holes, you're going to get stuck in a bad cycle.
But also, see, how I feel about it, Mombi, is just a little bit different. I don't necessarily see it as greed. I see it as desperation. People get backed into a corner when they're in these multi-level marketing companies. They feel like they have to do what they have to do in order to get by, because a lot of these people aren't even breaking even.
Yeah,
and you're pressured. Like, and it's your fault if you're not working hard enough.
Yeah, and if you do start making a good amount of money in an MLM, let's play devil's advocate for a second, and you start living at that level, and then you start losing people below you, and then you have to maintain that lifestyle. Sometimes people get caught saying whatever they need to sign those people up, and just saying like, oh, it's not my problem if they fail or succeed because it's their own independent contractor, whatever. I can't control other people, when it's like there's some ownership you can take over your behavior in that situation. Oh, the company itself, not their
sure.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Oh, 100%. 1,000,000%. 1
Agree.
The companies, it's all about greed. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, you will never be able to convince me otherwise. And I apologize to the people who potentially are watching this that are currently in a multi-level marketing company. But if the business wasn't designed around greed, it wouldn't be a business model that existed.
Yeah, and then maybe it's not necessarily greed, but maybe it's that focus on making a profit. Can you dice it to greed? Sure, for sure. Yeah, for sure. But like any company that's not making a profit isn't being successful. So I think that has to be one of the factors of a healthy business.
YoungLiving.
Now, YoungLiving, what are we being sold at conventions, that you're working from a loss and that you have to take away all this stuff, when it's like, okay, what's the actual deal? What is the actual deal? For sure. And I think part of it is greed. I mean, I think in general businesses want to make a profit, and if they are making a good product, maybe they should make a good profit. I don't know. But again, in this situation, it's like they could care less. They could care less about the independent reps because they're not
set their company up. They make the decision to implement a multi-level marketing side or business structure to their company. That is great, because you know that people, like a very small percentage of people, are making money off the backs of all of the people at the bottom. The money only flows up. So the CEO is like the most successful, just raking in all the money from all of the losses that people are experiencing.
Yeah, and I will say that and that's a good point. Now, if they're if multi-level marketing companies are legal, what are the standards under the law that you can run it at? And at the end of the day, too, what can you live with? If you, and again, it does benefit. It would behoove the company to stop that churnover that's happening, or that turnover, that churning of the median to lower downlines, because they probably don't want to lose those independent contractors. I could imagine,
For
because
sure.
they would rather have someone making that monthly order. And what I don't know, honestly, I don't know enough about business where, because a lot of people, a lot of multi-level marketing reps say like, oh, they're not having to spend money on marketing and advertising or whatever, they're paying the reps. Well, no, they're still paying for PPC, they're still paying for SEO, they're still paying a lot of, I mean, they just paid a ton of money for their new website. They're doing stuff on the back end that when you're looking for certain stuff, Young Living is going to pop up. So it's not like they've said, we're not going to spend any on marketing and it's all going to the reps. That's not the case either.
And they still hire like influencers and things like that.
Yeah, they still pay out. They still,
actors and actresses still sponsor them, things like that.
Yeah, so like at least don't sell me a story that's not accurate. I'm willing to accept the information, but the story I'm being told by reps is not 100% accurate. And you know, if we're trying to be fair, fair is fair. Like, we want you to tell us the right story too. Yeah, most companies still care about the health and financial success of their employees. And my dad was saying one thing, like, your bottom, like the employee making the least amount of money in your business, like they still have to be able to make a living. And if they're not, you kind of have an uproar. So like even at McDonald's, like I think, I don't want to get into a minimum wage like argument in the comments, but I'm saying in general, you can't expect someone at an entry-level position to have to put up as much money as we're having to put up, in multi-level marketing companies make no profit, make no livable situation, and still want to stay with that company. You know, with at least you're getting money at a low, like at any other business, and you don't have to put in money to pay for your paycheck, basically. So,
I mean, I always think about the fact that this business model doesn't work without some level of deception, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think there's so much room. It's like a whole huge problem. I think it's too tempting to not deceive, because you have to recruit. And some people don't like to hear the truth, because like my dad has built a business, and there are some days he was working 24, 48, 36 hours in a row, getting ready for a trial, like, because we would do the evidence side of it to prepare for the trial, and like we're having to produce thousands and thousands of documents in sets of 3, one for the other side, one for the judge and stuff. And so like him owning his own business, it was hard work, a lot of hours, a lot of money, and that's never told in the pitch. It's never told in the pitch. So that I do have a big problem with that.
But we didn't. We waited and we saved our money and bought my Barbie dream house in cash. And if you follow me on Instagram,
oh my god,
like, this
and then she's talking about her Barbie dream house. Okay, thanks, friend.
This is where I wanted kids to grow up, and I got to do that because of this right here.
And you can too.
Other people, not because of what I did.
Here's my number.
I'm not all these people, right? I'm only this one. And it blows my mind. And I think there's so much missed opportunity when you aren't taking all of your resource and throwing it into the people that you already have.
Yeah, and I get what she's saying, but again, like, how are
so
she has thousands of people under her, or hundreds of thousands of people under her. So what happens when the next person over, the next Royal Crown Diamond over from her, like they have 700,000 people under them. You know, like how do the people disperse? How is someone else going to be able to do this? I don't think they are going to be able to do that. Not on that level, maybe.
It's 6 legs that you already have. And again, that's just my personal philosophy on this business. And I know that's not everybody's.
Mommy.
Do something that your upline doesn't want you to do.
I mean, yeah, that's not wrong. The average subscription purchase, if you want to hit your 100 PV goal, your quota that they like to say that doesn't exist. But it does.
Yeah.
if you want to hit that 100 PV, you're going to have to spend over $100. That's usually just the way that it is. And then you also have to pay tax and shipping. Now, sometimes Young Living covers the cost of shipping. I don't know if that's changed recently because they keep changing it.
Yeah.
With subscription, it's like if you hit a certain PV, sometimes they'll pay for the shipping for you, but you still have to pay tax. And 100 PV doesn't equal $100. So, and yeah, average income for bottom reps is $3 a year. I'm going to, you know what, play the video. I'm going to find my numbers to see like how much I made within 4 years. Like $280
is insane.
Yeah.
And so I want to give you guys some tips on ways that you can make this happen, because it's easy to say, okay, great, let's like get my people to silver, but then like, what does that mean, right? And so I'm going to give you guys 6.
Oh, yep, I've got that digital book.
Ideas on things that you can do right now to help yourself get to this place where you're.
I spent, sorry, I have my mic off. I spent, accumulated, excuse me, because they don't do the order history that far back in the back office. So I could only look at the PV that I accumulated. I could not look at the money that I spent. I accumulated 7,000 PV more or less. Oh, excuse me. I accumulated 9,714.73 PV. That's the exact amount of PV that I accumulated in 4 years.
Wow.
I made $2,723 in 4 years.
Wow.
So I accumulated almost 7,000 more PV than I made.
Wow.
Just to give you an idea of
it's eye-opening.
how
It
that
is.
went.
Yeah. It's a painful, eye-opening experience for sure.
It is, for sure. It's like
people below you.
I could do a lot with that money now, unfortunately.
Yep.
This place where you are bringing people in and where people want to sign up with you, rather than somebody else, where you don't have to be someone else in order to pull people in, where you don't have to do things that make you uncomfortable or that make you feel weird, right? Because like a lot of the things that people like, I don't do care calls. I'll tell you that right now. I don't call people on the phone. My team doesn't have my phone number. It's because I hate to talk on the phone.
Good
Not
for
because
her.
I don't like my team.
Yeah.
It's because I'm super awkward on the phone. Okay. I'll talk to them online all day, but I'm super awkward on the phone. I don't do things the normal way. But I've still grown. I've never given a class.
I feel that.
I've still grown, right? There's different ways that you can do this. You just have to make sure that you do it right for you and that you use what you have and the skills that you have to make the most of your business. And then you grow the skills that you don't have, right? So you're willing to look at yourself and say, look, this is a huge like hole in my business and it's me. I'm the hole. I need to fix this. So I'm going to bring you a little bit closer because I'm like super dark.
This might be the end of the valuable part of the video.
Okay, so here's the first one.
I was thinking
I call
too.
this my middleman master plan 1-2 punch. Okay?
Middleman.
This is something that my mom taught me in business when I was working with her.
1-2
and that is to write 50 personal handwritten notes.
Okay, she's
Oh,
talking about how to
God.
manipulate people. So
Love that.
yeah, so I might just like save this part and post it to our Instagrams later or something. But like she's talking about how to keep yourself fresh on people's minds. So like handwriting notes to 50 people and then giving them like Young Living stuff.
Advice. I did that. I gave sample. I would send stuff in the mail to people with handwritten letters like, this is how you safely use this product and here's a sample of these and I made you a ruler. So I took her advice. Probably where I got that from.
Yeah, and she did it every month, and so that's how she was finding some of her recruits, and she only needed
social anxiety. Yes, I don't talk on the phone. I don't like it.
Yeah, and I like that she. I mean, I do like parts of her that she's like, do whatever. Now, here's the trouble though. She's probably good at a lot of things that other people are not good at. She is naturally talented at marketing, so she has some of those things that maybe make it easier for her to recruit than other people. So she's saying some of these sweeping things that are generalizations, and is that going to be meaningful for other people? Maybe yes, maybe no. Now she does stack 6 down. I only talk to Kayla on the phone.
We mostly video chat. It's a little different.
Yeah, Karina and I are going to watch a few clips from the Herbalife documentary next week when her voice is better. But yeah, so it's just like that. Some people who are naturally good at things are not necessarily naturally good at teaching others how to do the same things, because some people are not good at sales. Some people are not good at marketing. Some people do not come across well when they try to reach out. And those legitimate questions of like, I need scripts or I need to learn how to become more self-aware to come across better to people. Some people cannot naturally get there. They can't stand in front of the mirror and say like, I'm good at this and I'm not good at this. And if I can get better at this, I'm going to be more successful. Sometimes they need the step-by-step baby, like, okay, do this. Then when you do this, you can do this. Because again, it's not easy. It's just like not everybody is equipped to be able to pivot like they need to in maybe the sales field.
Absolutely.
And they're not getting the training. They're not getting the training.
They're really not. Nobody's getting the training. One of my biggest beefs, this is a side note, is nobody's getting training on essential oil safety. Did you hear her talk about essential oils? No.
Nope,
because
just
she was
recruiting.
talking about recruiting.
Yep.
Absolutely. And that's how you make 600, what was it? 604
million, 604, 609 million. Oh God.
A month.
Screw Herbalife. Yes.
Yes. I'm in the middle of Jessica Hickson's Herbalife video right now.
Oh my gosh. It's devastating watching what Herbalife, in my opinion, has done to the minority community.
Oh yeah.
Here in America. It's horrible. But yeah, I don't know. So this video that we showed earlier, this is on Vimeo, or however you pronounce that, and you can watch it there. I'll put some clips probably on our Instagram, and you'll obviously have this video to watch and to, if you want to. If you haven't done the YouTube things, we would have really appreciate it. So like and subscribe if you aren't already. But if you hate me, definitely check out Kayla, because I'm just happy to chat with people in the comments like during the live stream. So if you do like the video, please like it. We would be very appreciative in a non-culty way if you would do that.
It helps support us and our advocacy.
Yeah, and at least, or just tell us what we can do better at so we can get the like for next time. I think Kayla and
they're gonna tell me to get the glare off of my freaking glasses. This is what they're gonna be telling me. That's what I was gonna say.
Oh, long story.
Out of here. Oh, wait, everybody in YoungLiving, probably.
Herbalife is what got me into anti-MLM. Oh yes, okay. You'll definitely have to be there for the video, because I'm sure I cannot wait to see what Karina has to say about some of this stuff.
Goodness. She's gonna get real spicy.
Yeah.
Yep. You guys are gonna be like yin and yang with each other. I love it.
Yeah. No, Karina and you, Kayla, when y'all do lives together, I'm like, this is a good combo. So I sent Karina a DM and I was like, hey, what about Herbalife? And she's like, I'm there. I'm like, you're free.
Karina did
I know she's done some too.
It was the it was the call that was how to it was about haters. It was about us. It was about anti-MLM.
Oh, sweet.
How to combat that. It was like,
oh my God.
Was it the CEO, Karina? I don't remember. Some high up people in Herbalife were doing a call, and Karina hosted it on StreamYard.
Oh yeah.
It was so good.
Oh no, you PG-13. We'll do it after dark hour, like rating for sure. That no cursey word restriction on you.
We have children. We're up at all hours of the night, so we do everything like late night. Everything's after dark with us. Basically. How to deal?
Is there like an instruction manual?
According to Herbalife, now you can go watch that video. It's pretty great.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I was saving some of Karina's videos to I'm trying to create a master anti-MLM playlist, so I'm saving videos from other creators.
I can't keep up. My watch later list is just one after another, and they just putting more out, and I'm like, well, I'll just add it to the pile.
Yeah. So if y'all are in the chat still, I think Kayla and I are gonna get together at some point. We're gonna look at one of the lawsuits that YoungLiving was suing one of their independent reps, and it has the links for the videos that were used that they were upset about. So I already downloaded some of them today, and it's juicy.
Yeah, DeeCee sent me some voice messages earlier reading off this, and I just wanted to say, you would be one of the ones, DeeCee, that would be good to create an ASMR video just reading off
oh my God,
class action lawsuits against MLM companies.
Oh yeah, just put me right to sleep.
I'm so here for that.
Cool. Yeah, it's crazy what the suits are that are going on behind the scenes. We review nutrition clubs there, and they're big mad about it.
That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard.
All right. Well, that's the video. We're just looking at the potential for manipulating the compensation plan, and we got some income claims at the end, and bigger than life. You can do this too. We're not here for that. We tried to be somewhat fair.
I think we were pretty fair.
Yeah, we definitely.
The $604 million, like that number, I'm dead.
Insane.
I am deceased.
Yeah.
Like, you can find me in my grave. Stick a fork in me. I'm done.
Yeah, and you never see videos like that where they clearly spell it out, where like what they're actually doing, or at least I haven't caught it yet.
Yeah, that's the income potential. If you can have an endless amount of recruitment base for everybody that exists in the world for this Young Living company, you think you're really going to recruit that many people, but I digress.
Yeah. Also, chat, I'm actually looking for something for 𝐴&Bs. So if you come across it, it's by Justin Prince. It's a how to switch companies without getting sued. So it's like, what's it called? Let me just look it up real quick, because if y'all can find it for me, I've been searching like on my back end like stuff, and I haven't been able to find it. But it's from, let's see, Justin Prince. Let me just look at my recent. Like it's called the name is like the Ultimate Leader Transition Guide by Justin Prince. Let me just. So if you know someone in Modier that has that book, or someone who's got a copy, I want to send it to 𝐴&Bs.
Modier
Leader Transition book. It was listed in the lawsuit, by the way.
Oh.
Because the people who are getting sued or were getting sued went to Modier. And yeah, it's T. It's big T.
That is big T. Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay.
So if you can find this book, we're trying to send it to 𝐴&Bs.
How to switch companies without the Ultimate Leader Transition book by Justin Prince. Okay.
Yes. And so basically it's a step-by-step how to leave your company and go to a new company without getting sued. You
definitely just said CUNT. That's
so funny.
I
didn't mean to. Sorry.
But why does it say that I wrote that comment? Can you do that? Can you write comments?
I meant to do. Yeah, I meant to say. Just,
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So, anyways, if anyone can find that book, send it to me or Kayla so we can send it to 𝐴&Bs, or send it directly to Erin, because she's trying to do a video. But appreciate everybody hopping on and chatting with us, and
this was fun.
Had a blast. Yeah,
because we will. Guaranteed.
Yeah, we'll definitely. I think we're gonna talk about the lawsuit. It's juicy, and there's like probably 30. How many were on that list that I sent you?
A lot. And if you've been consuming anti-MLM for a while now, this was the first mass exodus of leaders from Young Living that happened like back in, what was it, December?
Yep. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's the words that came out of your mouth.
Oh my gosh.
That was great. Love you, Karina and Bobby, Melissa, even though she had to leave earlier. You guys are awesome.
Y'all are the best. Thanks for hopping on. Kayla, thanks so much for hopping on and dissecting the video. And
I didn't know what we were doing. I was just like, it's Young Living.
Surprise. Yeah, surprise react.
I love it.
Awesome. Well, y'all have a good night. And again, love for the like or the subscribe, especially for Kayla. And have a good night. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.